Alright, here's round three, and yes, that is my puppy, JJ. Well, she's not, baby anymore, but, Alright, so this is the problem with this deck. This is like the major issue, is that you don't always get your white sources, and you have no fetch lands. So, you know, it's a wedge set with allied colored lands, so that's always useful. Which, it forces me to play a card I want to play on turn 2 on turn 3, which then slows down my curve, but it's still not terrible. Okay, this is the mirror match. He's on curve. See, that's the only difference, is that when you're on curve, the deck is, and when you're on curve and on the play, the deck is much better. So I just have to play out the Rabble Master, and, well, not sure if I should play out Rabble Master or Seeker. Like, whichever card I put out, he's probably going to use his removal on. If I had the Temple on turn 1, I would have been able to chain to the rocks his guy with Seeker in play and attack for 3, gain 3 life, which is extremely important. Alright, okay, knowing this, he's gonna attack, bolt me for 3. Okay, he didn't, so he just wanted to clear the board, I guess. Brimaz. Hey, I got one too. Isn't that crazy? Mythics are good. I would have never thought it. I honestly never would have thought Mythics were good cards. I mean, granted, I played during, Mercadian Masks, where, rares were rares and uncommons were uncommons. But I got a Realm Master in play. I probably won't be there long, but hopefully that token gets in some damage. He has a Pain Land and his own Chain to the Rocks. Alright, that's exciting. Not really. Oh, he has his own Rabble Master. That's good. I have no removal in hand either. But getting rid of the Brimaz was obviously more important. Now I got Storm Breath, which only dies to one of his removal spells, which is nice. This deck only has one way of dealing with a Storm Breath, and that's Stoke the Flames. And the issue with that is you need to Stoke the Flames to deal damage to your opponent. But double Rebel Master can get a little scary, not gonna lie. Because it's a lot of damage coming through. Hordeling Outburst would be great here. I gotta say though, I've pretty much grasped the format within one time playing it. So that shows you how difficult it is. Basically just putting out a chump blocker. I may have to hold back Storm Breath, but I'm not going to win if I'm holding back a Storm Breath Dragon. I don't think... Yeah, I've never even monsteristed. Imagine though if... God, that thing is just getting grotesque. So each of those Rebel Masters swings for a lot. And the Mox promo was Rebel Master, so now the card's worth like $7. That's not bad, considering that it only, I had 35 QPs, so can't really argue with that. Oh, and got my last land just a little too late. If he actually cards in hands, I think I would have had him by 1. That sucks. Alright, so in theory, I want to take out the Chain to the Rocks, bring in Chandra, Sarkon's really hard for this deck to deal with because it really doesn't have a real one-way solution of dealing with um, planeswalkers, except for Kiora, because Kiora has a low loyalty and it doesn't go above 4. Ashiok is probably the hardest of all the planeswalkers to deal with because it comes down early and it goes up to 5, and your ability to kill it is very minimal. Now this hand, God, Evolving Wilds should probably be... What should Evolving Wilds be? Either Flooded Strands... to be honest, it should be an Arid Mesa, but, you know, wrong format. This hand's really nice, though, because I can now play the Evolving Wilds or the Temple, play it on curve, get the Brimaz out. I'm just gonna call it, like, Kitty. I can get it out on turn 3, keep up removal on turn 2, in case he plays a Seeker or anything X2. Like that guy. That guy's not very good on turn 2. I think it's your worst 2-drop. It's really good on, like, you know, if you top deck it late and you're able to use this ability, or if you're against mono red. But otherwise, I find it kind of shitty. Now this play. Now why didn't I play the kitty right there? I'm trying to get him to play a Rabble Master on turn 3 so I can Wild Slash it and then play my dude, because I don't want him to have the token in case he's stuck on 3 mana. In case he's stuck on 3 mana, he won't have Convoke, so he won't be able to deal with my Stormbreath Dragon. But either way, like this way, I drew the second untapped land, which is nice, so I can just leave up 2 lands, and I could leave up, 2 damage, and play my kitty. Which should be kind of hard for him to deal with unless he brings in Glare Heresy or just stokes the flames it right away. If he thinks maybe... Okay, that's... See, that's bad, because I could be Stoke the Flames. Yeah, it is. Alright. So he just, like, played Hordeling Outburst, Stoked the Flames. I'm completely fine with that trade. You could have your 3/1/1s. I'll take, my... Oh! Right on time. Well, then let's see if you have a second one. Because if I get rid of 2 from his deck, Chandra is nice. If I leave him with 2, then he has no way of dealing with my Stormbreath. So, I mean, he could have 3, obviously. But the odds of him keeping a hand like that are very low, and the odds of him drawing it aren't insane. Ah, there's Sarkhan. Alright. So, to be honest, alright, that was stupid of him. This guy is just not the smartest, spoon in the fork, but he could have plussed it and then protected it from a kitty with his tokens and got it out of range, because it's essentially a removal spell for Stormbreath Dragon, so you don't have to use Stoke the Flames. So now I'm just going to start swinging in. I mean, I like my clock more than his. He could have a Stormbreath, which is bad, obviously. Rabble Master would be the worst thing here, because I just have no answer to Rabble Master. I mean, he basically just used Sarkhan there as a really bad Flame Slash. You know, when a deck has very few answers to a card, you want to see, you want to not use those cards that they don't have many answers to. You want to use them correctly, And that was just such a poor, poor move on his part. Alright, so whatever. He used 2 removal spells. Take out Storm Breath. I'm really happy with that. Now I got Chandra plus um, Lightning Strike. So I can also take it. I can take out his dudes, and I can take out a Storm Breath. It's out of range of most removal. I mean, if he plays Storm Breath here, obviously I can't deal with that. But I definitely wasn't going to use its 0 ability, so taking out a token is pretty good. Just finished watching the Jack and Triumph show, which is fucking hilarious. They found that you can sell anything that passes through shit um, to hipsters. Because, I mean, everyone knows hipsters are retards, man. I can't stand them. Alright, so he's not even fearing removal, with no regard for human life whatsoever. And he's sending only one at Chandra and one at me, so I'm going to take out the one that's going at Chandra. Because it does what Outpost Siege or whatever the red siege thing is. Chandra does that, but also deals damage and has an ultimate and can only be killed by a few cards. So yeah, like my card does what his card does, just better. Because I have options. I can draw 2 cards a turn, or I can kill something. So I'm gonna just play out Storm Breath, poke him for 1 with Chandra. I get it. I also get Chandra out of the way now by plussing it again of a Rabble Master token. And next turn I can ultimate it. Alright, so he's got another Frontier thingamajig. Alright, Stormy. But next turn I'm just gonna play the land Monstrous Storm Breath, and absolutely nothing in this deck can deal with a Monstrous Storm Breath. He only has 1 Stoke the Flames remaining in his deck. So, or 2 Storm Breath Dragons, I take that back. I guess they're a sideboard, you could bring in like End Hostilities. But that's mainly a card for blue-black control, because, you want to use it on their 2 Pearl Lake Agents. But, no, actually, you want to, yeah, I think he's dead. I monstrous it. Did he seriously just get... He had all 4 Stoke in his hand? Was it Strokes and Flames? That's why I like playing a main deck Chandra. I'm not yet. I have been since I started playing Standard again. Just a little bit though, like just to make a few tickets, because it is really easy to make tickets in Standard. But I like main deck Chandra just because of this exact situation. Like the fact that you have to, um, when with Frontier, whatever it is, the red thing, the red siege, the fact that you have to use your spells on your main phase, like during your turn, like especially instants and sorceries. Alright, so that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he's dead, right? Or did he think I didn't know that the card had an ability? Yeah, Chain the Rocks would have been great there. Could have played it and got a... I don't know. I'm taking out both Chains of the Rocks, adding Sarkhan. Hushing Growth could be interesting. Whatever. I don't know if taking out all of the Chains of the Rocks is a good idea. This hand is, once again, it's meh. You know, I may never get access to double white with a hand like this. But okay, I may. I might have been wrong there. Alright, I'm just gonna fetch a plains here. I'm making it look like I have chain in my hand. So I have a choice here. I could play Seeker, or I could just kill his guy. I think Seeker is correct, just because the threat of turn 3 Rebel Master. Alright, so he's gonna kill my dude, whatever. He gains 3. I lose 3, he's at 23. Congrats, grazie, happy bar mitzvah, Merry Kwanzaa, and all that. I'm gonna get my kitty in play. Legendary kitty, by the way. And that's my turn in the hopes that he's stuck on 2 lands, which it seems like he is, which is nice. Now, I could just swing in, but that wouldn't be very smart. Ooh, wait. I could have played Chandra. Plus Chandra and then swung in. Alright, so now I have to use 2 removal spells on one guy. That sucks. There's nothing you could do about that, though. Although, why did he lightning strike the kitty? Should have lightning striked me, because he knows I wouldn't have attacked. Although, looking back at it, Chandra would have been the much better. Would Chandra have been the better play? Yeah, it would have been the much better play. But now he's got to deal with 2 creatures in play, Chandra in my hand. Ooh, we got land. I'm guessing this is Rebel Master? Yeah, it is. Alright, so I'm gonna block. He's gonna order blockers so that he kills the token. I mean, it sucks, but what can you do? But it allows me to get out my Chandra and start making a bunch of dudes. So I'm gonna be making dudes at the same rate his Rebel Master will be. And then I may have enough guys in play to where putting the Outpost Siege on dragons might actually make sense. But I'm gonna get in now for 5, putting him at 13. I mean, still not that far ahead. My board state is, but his hand could be just straight gas. Yeah, okay, Hordeling Outburst, that's cute. And he gets a little dude. I wonder if he attacks with... Well, yeah, it makes sense to attack with the Rebel Master, doesn't it? No, wait. I was thinking if the if the token from the Rebel Master, if the Hordeling Outburst token had a haste. I could almost wipe his board if I put Frontier Siege on dragons. Ooh, that's good. That's really, really good. I'm gonna actually, do I want to take out one of his dudes? No, I'm gonna make it so that his guy can't block. So he has to trade off his goblin tokens for... I'll just put it on cons anyway. I like drawing cards. I'm a blue player, what can I say? I'm just gonna attack with everything. He has to now use his goblin tokens because I made his Rebel Master unable to block. He has to use his goblin tokens to block my tokens. My tokens are much less valuable than his are. Or are they more valuable? I'm not sure. Either way, he kept 1, so that's a little odd, but alright. That might mean that he has a Stoke the Flames in his hand. Or that he... Oh wait, no, he kept 1 so he could attack with the Rabble Master. And it would have enough power to kill my kitty. So I'm gonna do that whole deal. I guarantee you he has some sort of burn spell. Depends on how he orders blockers. If he puts the K in front, then he has a lightning strike. Thunder strike? Lightning bolt? Whatever it is. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yep. Nah, sorry. I'm just gonna make my guy indestructible. Whoops. I like that. Indestructible is a keyword, as if people, didn't know what indestructible meant beforehand. Okay, so the game's pretty much over. I don't think he has an out to this. Ooh, wow, 2 lands in a row. So I'm actually gonna minus Chandra here. Wow, 3 lands in a row. That is just fantastic. A 4th land. I feel like Noah's Ark and there's just a big flood going on. So that puts him at 3. And then he should be dead. Alright, sweet. So I won my first standard in like 2 years. So next up will be modern daily events. See you later.